Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Walk-Ons in Brusly, welcome to the Monday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff along with Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Glad that you're with us today. Inside of 3 weeks to the season opener for LSU, inside of 2 weeks to week 0, and inside of 4 weeks to the NFL opening. So we are fast approaching. Not fast.
Big weekend in the NFL, man. A lot of guys in their first preseason starts got on their way to Canton.
Name one.
Remember Tom Brady's first preseason game?
No.
Remember Peyton Manning's first preseason game?
No.
Warren Moon, who's in Edmonton, huh?
Let me save you some time here. I'm not sure I can recall any preseason game other than the ones I watched this weekend for anything specific. Like, oh, do you remember that preseason? Maybe some of the ones that got, stopped early for lightning or something like that. But my preseason recollections are pretty slim.
You know who I remember his first one?
Steve Walsh, I guess I remember his preseason. But
I was in Las Vegas, and, Matt Flynn had just signed a 3-year, $10 million deal with the Seahawks. And you're trying to find out quarterback rotation or rotation period for the preseason games. And Seahawks were playing the Chiefs in a preseason game. Russell Wilson was going to start the preseason game.
The first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he looked good.
And I'll take your word for it because I don't.
I sat in the Superdome in the 70s when Burt Jones' first preseason game.
Okay.
I was in the era of 6. I saw him kind of slide to the left side and throw it across his body about 25 yards on a line. I'm like, wow, arm strength. Yep, that's legit.
6 preseason.
Instead of running the option with Charlie Mack.
There were 6 preseason games back then and 14 regular season games. I mean, it's like an hour's worth of previews for an hour-and-a-half movie. I can't believe the way we do it now that was ever a thing. That it's 6 preseason games. I mean, we're muddling through 3. But that's how it was until about 76 or 77, something like that.
Yeah.
75.
Well, I mean, you're just trying to identify, evaluate personnel to see who makes a team or not. That was the deal. But and 14 regular season games is more than enough. I'm sorry.
No, they could do it. The 6 preseason games was the bigger issue. A lot of coaches, I say a lot of coaches, a number of coaches, including Kellen Moore, decided against joint practices, which had been a real popular thing in exchange for game situations. So you're seeing starters for just a little piece here for some of these. Like Trevor Lawrence played a series. Drake May played a series. Joe Burrow played 2 series. You're seeing
that was the outlier. That's highly unusual.
For
a top 4 quarterback to play anything.
So you're seeing some of these guys play just a little bit, and you're not seeing as many of the joint practices.
But the two rookies looked at least comfortable or poised. But there are a lot of dump-offs, man. A lot of
Saints?
Shador and Jackson Dart.
Okay.
Look comfortable. One thing I think, and throw Tyler Shuck in there too, because, who's going to have the better career? You thought was that Thursday at Walk-Ons on the original? We were at Brusly today, Walk-Ons, but you said Shuck, and Max said Shador. And I don't know if your first impression has any impact on your decision at all. I think it's kind of a close call, but I don't. Shuck throws the pick 6. It's bad. But he did some decent things too, without a whole lot of protection and guys getting a whole lot of separation.
No,
that's going to be a rough assignment. I don't care. We just like to kill the quarterback, but that's going to be my first impression. There is, this is going to be tough.
He made the biggest play and he made the worst play. You know, the long touchdown pass to Tipton, which was
Damn, if he misses that one, Charlie, we're in big trouble.
you know,
that guy was wide.
He
open.
was wide. It was a beautiful route to stop and go. He completely had separation. He hit that one.
I'm telling you that guy's not going to make the team. The DB. Good
No,
luck for him.
Probably not. I thought the 2-minute drill at the end of the first half wasn't terrible.
No.
You know, they got him into field goal range there. You know, Rattler, I thought was pressured pretty much from the very beginning, and had to do a lot of running. Just first glance, I've been reading the practice reports. I've been talking to all the people we talked to, and I know that Rattler, up until about 3 or 4 days ago, was having a better camp, and Shug has started to come on a little bit. Looking at both of them in that game yesterday, if you asked me to pick one, I would pick Shug. Not necessarily because he played better yesterday, but I think that he's got more. There's more I want to see. There's not a ton of separation between them right now, but if you're asking, I think both of them will start at least at some point.
Then Sanders is higher?
Yeah, because I think Shuck's going to get he's going to get more chances than either one of those guys. Well, certainly than Sanders early in his career. This season he's going to get more than Dart because I think they're redshirting him. We talked about that a little bit on
you
Friday.
Get a chance, but man, that supporting cast is weak, man.
It's very weak.
So
it's very
how's
weak.
that going to? I mean,
it's a weak roster.
Jalen Hurts be a completely different quarterback. He's coaching the Bears the last couple. You're going to play quarterback in the Bears the last couple of years. It's not.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's. I'll give Sanders. He looks poised. And I thought the same thing. Dart. There's one particular play with Dart that.
And full disclosure, I did not see the Browns game, so I'm doing this off of highlights and stuff like that. I didn't see it. He had where he looked to his primary wide. It was a wide receiver target. He looked, boom, immediate check down and kind of, but a lot of check downs. Like he had a dump for at the line of scrimmage that the guy went 50 yards. Right.
Well, that's going to do a hell of a job for your stats. But I think the Giants, man, I think they got to be improved. I really do. I'll be a little surprised. You pick up that guy from Penn State, and you still got some other, the guy they picked up from Carolina on the edge, and then Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, they got. Dayball can coach, if you ask me. I think I've seen him max out his roster year that got to the divisional round.
Your quarterback is better. Okay, Russell Wilson, even at this point in his career, is better than what they had last year.
Yeah.
So you got an upgrade there. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be a top 6 receiver in the league. I think he's got that kind of ability. You're there. I loved Abdul Carter. He was my favorite player in last year's draft. I think he's going to be a difference maker. Yeah,
you don't have to carry him. He's got other pieces around.
Right,
We're like, come on, man. You got some
better.
That should lift a guy like Thibodeau, who's been shown flashes, but hadn't been the complete disruptor that we know. We know Burns has done it before. Yeah,
and they found last year about halfway through, Tyrone Tracy took over, the older rookie from Purdue, and I thought he was steady for them in the second half of the season. And they brought in Scadaboo to back him up, and it's kind of be a tandem. I know Scadaboo's hurt right now, but when you find a guy, and I think they took him in the 5th round, you get a little help. Okay, well, this is how you get better as a team, where you can hit on some later draft choices.
Who's getting cut from that Browns team? So what is the rule again? If you place them on the practice squad, the other team has to put them on their active roster?
If they claim them off your practice squad, they have to put them on the active roster. Yeah.
You can't keep 4, and you can't put 2 on the active roster. Somebody's going to pick them up, huh?
Max had to step out for a minute. He could tell you as recently as a week ago, they were going to keep 4. I can't imagine that's going to hold.
Well, they're doing some head-scratching things, so they may.
Yeah.
They may.
I mean, who would have thought they would have drafted 2 quarterbacks like that in the first place, within 2 rounds of each other? I
do think Sanders is going to be better than Gabriel.
Sure.
Well, how do you say sure? They didn't draft him higher.
No, they didn't. No, it's not a given, but I could see that.
Don't you usually have more of a commitment to the guy you invested a higher pick on?
Usually. Mm-hmm. You brought up Matt Flynn earlier when they drafted him in the 7th round in Green Bay. He beat out Brian Brom, who was a second-round pick that same year
Okay.
from Louisville.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes,
I don't remember now that you say it, but yeah.
you gotta really do something
Yeah.
to overtake that. I was never real high on Gabriel as a pro prospect. I liked him as a college quarterback.
So I'm just bouncing around a little bit, just kind of unwinded, getting the house back in order, shipped DJ off to college, and just our morning guys got some real nice run. I mean, they deserve it. I mean, it was such a big piece, but of the kind of look, but it's kind of like this chronological piece in the SEC, and they go from Tebow, and then when Saban beats them into Saban's dynasty, and just a lot of the Tebow loss against Ole Miss, and it just kind of, but Hester and Flynn, a lot of it was good. It was really good last night on them. Kind of looking back at that 07, that the Florida game where Tebow's on his way to the Heisman. It's in the middle, and he had a Heisman night in Tiger Stadium that night, and they talked about the fans getting his phone number and harassing him, and he let them know it. And just
that was such a great game. When he threw that Hail Mary to the end zone, I swear, Tiger Stadium was dead quiet for the 3 or 4 seconds, whatever the ball was in the air.
Well, the
and then
beauty
it comes
of
down
it,
and
the
they
beauty
go
of it,
crazy.
okay, he scored in the corner of the end zone. It could be any, of course it's the student corner,
right?
Okay,
right,
I mean
right.
it's
So that's the football guys showing you they have a sense of humor.
yeah.
So
It's, got a full for scrimmage.
we did in the second segment. I went out there, and which has been widely reported now. So when everybody went out there, all eyes on Nussmeier, and he looked,
Brace, compression sleeve, and he went with compression.
drill, and which requires him to run quite a bit. And I don't know how much it hurts him. I certainly could not tell where he was limited in any way. Now, after it was a long workout, after the workout, he was limping a little bit, but nothing really pronounced. Just kind of the effects
But
of the long
limping a
workout.
little bit.
After the practice, a little.
Well, wasn't there one play where he kind of scrambled back and had a little bit of a noticeable limp?
I didn't see that.
That was reported.
I didn't see that. I can't tell you I saw every play that he was there. I moved around a
He ain't
little bit.
wearing a sleeve if nothing happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But
No, something
or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs. 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need.
Capital Advisors. It comes to retirement. No two situations are. Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. Bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know because they work with me. For more information, Partner and his 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisor services provided New Age Advisors LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. It's all through New Age Securities Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
From Walkons and Brusly on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remember this LouisianaSports.net. We're here at Walkons and Brusly. Come on, check. When you watch games out here, one of the best draft beer selections anywhere, with over 4 dozen beers on tap here, including some seasoned brews to change up from time to time. So come on over here to Walkons in Brusly. The AP Preseason Top 25 is out. A week after the coaches poll, and the number 1 team is the same as in the coaches poll. That is Texas. Although the race for number 1 was a lot closer in the AP poll than it was in the coaches poll, and we have a different number 2. So it's Penn State 2 and Ohio State 3. Those two were flip-flopped in the coaches poll. Texas got 25 first place votes. Penn State got 23. So this was pretty close. The other differences in this poll, LSU is number 9 in the AP poll. They were number 9 in the coaches poll. The 8 teams in front of them are the same, although they're in a different order. Ohio State at number 3, Clemson at number 4. They were number 6 in the coaches poll. Georgia at 5, Notre Dame at 6, Oregon at 7. They did get one first place vote, and Alabama at number 8, which is the same thing that the Tide was. So the 2 and 3 teams flip flop from the coaches poll. The 4, 5, and 6 teams are in a different order. 7, 8, 9, and 10 are the same. Miami comes in at number 10 in the AP poll. Other SEC teams that are in the poll: South Carolina at 13, Florida at 15.
South Carolina 13.
Yeah, let's see. They were 13 in the coaches poll too.
Wow.
So Oklahoma at number 8. Now that's probably the biggest. Let me do a quick glance. I think that's the biggest because Oklahoma was not coached at all. The top 25, number 18 in this poll. A&M is number 19 at 21 in the coaches poll. Ole Miss at 21 and Tennessee at 24. So,
We'll get to it later, but I mean, the top 10 teams finish unranked, and the unranked teams finish in the top 10. Two there, so
there's some opportunities for you. Illinois at 12. It's got to be. We talked about that they were 12 in the coaches poll too.
everybody back.
Yeah.
And LSU. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title 296-0060.
Live at the Walk-Ons in Bruley, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Discover a new standard of luxury at Genesis of Baton Rouge. Picture this: valet and concierge services, all complimentary for 3 years or 36,000 miles. Yes, you heard right. Luxury has a new address. At Genesis of Baton Rouge, we believe in innovative technology, uncompromising safety, and the luxury experience you deserve. Ready to elevate your drive? Visit genesisofbatonrouge.com today to explore our lineup and schedule your test drive. Luxury awaits. Genesis of Baton Rouge on Airline at Pico or at genesisofbatonrouge.com.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like. Bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Bill Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Securities, Inc., member FINRA, IPC.
You've been arrested or you issued a traffic ticket. Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the office of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem. Whether it's just a matter or something worse, no criminal matter too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 253-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The office of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you have personal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, usually the bank delivers and personalized to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, this is the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. By any South Louisiana area location, find out more at home24bank.com. Member FDIC.
As progressive and nearly generous disease, and we need to recommend the ALS Association treatments and ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Mack from Baton Rouge.
How was your weekend?
It was a good weekend. Just getting ready for, fall pickup with kids' activities and obviously football. Looking forward to it, even though the last few days have not been fun in terms of watching football. It's just, preseason is, even as a fan of a team that's, got a team trending in the right direction, it's just it's no good. So I really want it to matter, the games to matter to get here, because even though the product sometimes isn't as good, when it matters, it means everything to you.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. But the biggest thing, as far as a handicapping, sports betting perspective, it's not even close. And it is the flip where these games and the coaches want to kind of get in and get out a lot of these games. They're trying to evaluate some of the personnel, but especially with all of these new pieces and these kind of limited ability pieces on offense, they struggle. And you just look at the average over-under. I mean, it's like 8 points lower on the average than it is in the regular season. It is flipped this weekend, and I really don't have a theory, but it is 14-2-1. Now, the push is the game, the Falcons-Lions game that was called. They did not hit 55 minutes, and pretty much every book had a void there for the total and for the point spread. But 14-2 to the under, and a lot of these are not close, Troy, or to the over. I'm sorry, to the over. Public wants to put the overs in, even if you see an increased handle on the overs in the preseason. Have you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I believe over-under was the most wagered on play across all preseason games. That's typically not the case for NFL. It's usually spread. That's where we take our money. I can tell you that the book got, going back to, Thursday night, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday worth of games, the book got absolutely slaughtered. I mean, high six-figure loss. That happens a couple weeks a year when we get to the seven figures, but we usually make that bet. There's more seven-figure weeks for the books than losses, but I can't tell you the last time there was, a week of preseason football that the book was taken to the clear for that. And, you look at the weekend games, not just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we had 5 most games for preseason. You throw in Sunday Night Baseball, you throw in the FedEx Championship, and another baseball game, not Blue game. Everything else has been for preseason football. People are betting and figuring out that, the overs, basically blind bet overs on Saturday, and it paid out pretty well. So it is a unique trend that we're seeing this year that we typically don't. Bettors seem to be counting on, so could lead to good things start of the season.
I'll bring in Max with you, Troy, because Troy, you and Max are dialed into this sport way more than me and Charlie. And I've sat in the sports books and seen where you have this influx of people that come in that hadn't been hanging out watching the games all day on a Friday or Saturday night, mostly Saturday nights. But damn it, $7.7 billion damn dollars. That gets our attention. I mean, what's your initial thoughts there? Troy?
Sorry, on what?
UFC going to Paramount.
Getting rid of pay-per-views.
Oh yeah. I mean that is that's massive for UFC. I think a lot of it has to do with obviously their Endeavor. I think their stake in WWE as well, which is going away from their where you pay for the whole service and you get essentially their pay-per-views. You don't have to pay for the service and pay for their premium live event. So UFC, I think it's going to be really unique because where UFC makes a lot of their money is not from you and I purchasing it on television, but bars, restaurants, clubs, and they're not paying the same price that we're paying. Whether it was $59.99, $69.99, those bars have to pay a lot more than that. So how they restructure that, I think, is going to be big. And it's really interesting time because, it's essentially going away from where you can just pick up and do a pay-per-view. You have to do a little bit more work. Streaming in general, I think you have to do a little bit more work. And power. Guys, it's nowhere where it was 10 years ago, but certainly nowhere it was 15 years ago. So that's sort of now. They don't have in their pocket like and you can pick it up. It's just not just like chatter. So, going to deep this thing, I think, I'm not surprised they did because money's there, but we're going to see a huge boom in viewership from it.
Some of the UFC events will be on CBS.
Yes, Paramount is a CBS property for those
correct.
that don't know. Yeah.
But there will be some numbered events that will be behind the Paramount Plus, paywall or whatever you call that. But it's $7.99 for Paramount, Right now, UFC is charging you $79.99 for a pay-per-view event.
Saturday.
So you're saving
potential number, obviously.
So no have a pay-per-view. So you're saving, I mean, almost $70 a month if you're a big fan, which is huge for the average show.
So yeah, that's a win for you guys, huh?
No doubt. I mean, this is way more accessible.
So 3 or 4 a month, a week almost.
Yes, pretty much. But specifically, the ones that you're paying for.
Get the pay-per-view with the premium, which is $12.99 a month.
For Paramount, it's $7.99 right now. They'll always go up.
Paramount Plus premium.
On just regular Paramount Plus, you will not get the premium. So
wow.
It's a huge for the UFC fan. I think it will grow the sport a little bit. I disagree with Troy just because it'll be on CBS in certain numbered events. But
where are they going to get their money back on advertising?
I think so, and the deal. I mean, 7.7.
No. I know where the UFC's getting their money. Where's Paramount getting their money? I mean, they'll get more subscribers, but damn.
Imagine for sure, but they will add a subscriber base from that because I think there are a lot of UFC fans who were subscribed to ESPN Plus at the moment just to watch some of the pay-per-views and the non-pay-per-views.
What were any big hits or misses in the card on Saturday, Troy?
This one was a punt for me. I actually was kind of dialed into English soccer this week and tailing the blind. Tailing the overs on NFL. Honestly, I've been looking forward to some of these numbered pay-per-view events, especially the next one. I mean, with Dricus Duplessis and Khamzat Chimaev, it's just like I'm so excited to watch this fight. Two of the most kind of controversial figures in the middleweight division. So didn't really pay a lot of attention to the fight card this weekend. But one thing I will say is that Paramount Plus of all the streaming networks is one of the later ones to get started. And also, had the biggest struggle with acquiring kind of compared to your Peacocks and your Hulus and Netflix and whatnot. So I do think this is very important for Paramount Plus to get a huge subscriber base that is going to be focused on, WWE and UFC. And, also, people like myself, a diehard UFC fan who's been doing this or who's been watching this for 15 years, I now need Paramount Plus to stream Paw Patrol for my 4-year-old daughter and my 2-year-old daughter. So I'm going to get I have to do this in the next month or so I'm absolutely going to do this because I'm going to get some UFC on the side.
Shedeur Sanders was 50-1 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bet Rivers, he's 24-1 right now. So that's what happens, Charlie, when you recover a punt at the 4-yard line. You can throw a quick touchdown, kind of build your stats. But he did look comfortable. I will give him the biggest I thought he was poised. I thought he was not nearly as jittery as some quarterbacks making their first preseason rookie appearance, I have to say.
Well, ask the question again that you asked a minute ago, and Max had to step out, but who's Cleveland going to cut, if anybody? I mean, they got 4 guys in there. They got some kind of investment in. A week ago, they were talking about keeping all 4, which outlandish to me, but I don't run the Browns.
I haven't heard anything differently since that. Well, so I think their plan is probably to keep 4, and at some point I would guess they would cut a Kenny Pickett type or whoever doesn't win the veteran job.
And of course, he put this against one of the stiffest defenses in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers. But anyway, Troy, did you see Shedeur? What do you think?
I thought he looked good. Yeah, I did watch about a quarter of that game and saw the highlights. Like I've never been out on him as a pro prospect. I've been out on him as, investing the 3rd overall pick or there being some headaches there. But, I mean, if you were just saying who would you rather have, Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders as your NFL starting quarterback, I would take Shedeur Sanders.
I agree.
And the value, they set him up for failure by drafting another quarterback ahead of him, but he looked the part. Whether or not that pans out, this is one preseason game. We are overanalyzing because we're excited about the regular season, but he looks like a quality NFL quarterback. And I like his size, I like his athleticism, I like his arm. He said all the right things since coming to camp. He looked good. I would much like. I don't know if I'm starting with him. I would just ride, Joe Flacco because he knows the drill. But I don't know why he's fourth on the depth chart. I can't imagine them cutting him. I'm sure his jersey sales is tops for the team and one of the tops of rookies. And I just thought he looked like a quality quarterback.
Max, you saw both of them. We had this conversation. Charlie took Shuck. You took Sanders.
As more likely. I would stick with that.
Even more so? Or kind of
about the same.
Yeah.
I will say, to Shador's credit, one of the criticisms of him or the questions coming into the NFL was that he held the ball too long. I thought he was very decisive. He got rid of the ball pretty quickly for the most part. There was the one scramble where he tried to and that's clean up. He won't be able to get away with that against first teams.
It's funny. If you remember his first start at Colorado, if you remember that game, man, the ball was out quick. What happened over that? It kind of started to alter odds to the rush. It started to try and, we've seen that with a lot of quarterbacks. And, that kind of, once you do that, you kind of defeat. But, he would hold on to it and make a 7-yard loss, a 20-yard loss. With Caleb Williams did last year in the NFL.
They also changed some offensive coordinators, changed the system for him in Colorado while he was there. But, I was impressed. It was a good performance for Shador.
He ends up being the third.
Good. I mean, I think solid. I'm not ready to go good. And, I thought it was solid. I thought Jackson Dart was solid. I mean,
he ends up
better than the usual first preseason. And Troy, tell me your favorite quarterback. Your favorite 3 quarterbacks. The first appearance. Remember it was. No.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Troy, what else, man? We missed some of the awesome one. Some of these divisional races are interesting as well.
Yeah, the interesting one is the FedEx championship.
Yeah. To it like this is he missed it so bad, but it was in his mind that he was going to. I'm I just did not. I said Dunzo at that point.
I thought he was on 16. I thought he had a birdie 16 to par 5. It was playing too easy.
He's tied, huh?
He is tied. He's already in language. Already changed. He's been in this position.
Spawn even he putter, huh?
Exactly. They were runs at all those touchdown
Yes.
stretch. Justin Rose wins 6 birdies in those last 8 holes. That's a guy who wants to win.
5 of the last 6.
5
13
of the
for
last 6
17.
in regulation. Birdies, the playoff was incredible. Tommy Fleetwood more afraid at the moment at this
But
point.
you're right. Guess what, Troy? Scheffler got some of my money, too. I took him at plus 330 at that point yesterday. So, yes, indeed. Scheffler goes down. It's going to rake it off. Troy, we appreciate it, man. Follow on Twitter at Troy Macher, Machir. Thank you, Troy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, Charlie, is it hot?
Very hot.
Did you get that? Did you get your service check at Total Maintenance like I did? Yes, of course. We both did. And that's why our AC unit is working at tip-top shape. But for those of you who didn't procrastinate, it is breaking down. Now's the time to call 480-1000, 480-1000. Service today, every day, same day service means you will never sleep hot. You call today, you get service today, even in the busiest stretch for these AC repair units. We're also factory authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Dakin, and Reen products. Our listeners in the New Orleans area, we have a completely different office in over in New Orleans area. 841-3300 there. Maintenance, call my buddy Lucas Ragusa and his great team. 480-1000 if that unit breaks down today.
Live from the Walkons in Brusly Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live out.
When it comes to celebrating life, no better place than with locations in Baton Rouge, Lafayette. Is a steak and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Sometimes it's so hard to find someone to do home repair, odd jobs due to storm damage, or just regular wear and tear over time. Do like I did and call Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition. Roofing, flooring, debris removal, electric, sheetrock, painting, and much more. Pretty much whatever home that you need, Clean Sweep can handle it. Call Pat Green at 300-7064 for a free no-obligation estimate. Fully licensed and insured, reasonably priced, and for over 20 years in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition, 300-7064. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Get the 145 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by IU Ford and tap the microphone icon. Send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
If you're near the campus, I need to remind you of a couple of long favorite Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee. My personal tap is good for their early knowledge. Roasted blue famous open kitchen. A couple of great spots. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has allowed its customers for all of your favorite Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. You even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice has to be the climate program, which promotes conservation and reduces methane emissions. Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more great recipes, find it online at supremerice.com.
From Walkons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Blake Baker talking about the media right. LSU practice is done for the day. Baker's one media availability during camp to get each quarters one time. A little bit of that when we come back. A couple of those from the top 25 that was released just a little while ago. I credit Peter Burns on this one. We said LSU has 7 ranked teams in the schedule. LSU and they all have more than 25 teams on their schedule. Kansas State
(801,000) in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total maintenance.
Now everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
At Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, we're not just windows. We're also hardy plank siding, vinyl siding, and wood windows. Check out our website to see what we offer today, GEAUX,
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show. Weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. With Ott and Hanny from Walkons in Brusly on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at the Brusly Live Lunch. So Blake Baker talking with the media out after LSU practice today. First of all, Garrett Nussmeier was back out there again today. Still had the sleeve on, but from all accounts, a pretty nice day, though he did throw an interception to the end zone to Mansour Lane. But other than that, had a pretty good practice. Aaron Anderson was back out there again today as well. So a couple of note items there. Blake Baker, they'll have this sound turned around for you. He's finishing up right now. They'll have this sound turned around for you later on, but I'm going to just kind of read some of the text to you. He likes A.J. Halsey, not the only one. Thinks he's one of the most instinctive players that he's been around. Feels very good about the depth across the board. I have a number for you there in a second. Harold Perkins, encouraging thing about he doesn't look like he ever had any surgery. Has a career that not many football have. Loves coaching the weak brother. Type of want your daughter to marry. Going to differ schematically as far as stopping the run. May have an extra hat in the box when they need it. Very happy about DJ Pickett's progression. He's grown so much from both the spring to now. We have to work with consistency. His biggest improvement has been his physicality. Loves Bernard Good, who has made his presence known. The transfer from Florida has been a great pickup. Says he's a joy coach. High energy as anyone on the field. As his second foot in the ground for the offensive lineman does. A lot of positions are up for grabs. The Baker says we haven't lost a game yet, but it's one of the most fun defenses coached. It's a group, and Kyle Williams has been a blast to coach with. rotation. The defensive tackles are going to rotate. Those defensive backs are going to rotate. The defensive ends are going to rotate. The wide receivers are going to rotate. They're going to get all this experience onto the field. That's I think the really exciting thing is that they are not, with the exception of the quarterback. And I'm sorry.
So what did they look like Saturday?
I thought they looked pretty good Saturday. The defense, again, I thought had the edge. The positions I would tell you that are up for grabs to me, I think both offensive tackles are the guys that are there going to start. Tyree Adams and Weston Davis. I think that Braylon Moore is certainly your center. Kelly's already said that. But I think those two guard positions are still in play. I think there's a healthy competition there. You got DJ Chester and Josh Thompson right now, and it could stay that way. But I think that Carius Kern and Cohen Eccles are right there in the mix, and I think that competition could continue into the regular season. And it's a bigger deal there because you're not really going to rotate offensive linemen. I think when you put Chris Hilton and Barrion Brown on the field at the same time, I think LSU is really, really difficult to guard because you have to play two guys over the top or you're really, really playing with fire. I think that looked pretty good. Caden Durham is having a great camp. I think that the running backs behind him, they're getting a little short right now. JT Lindsey's going to be suspended for a while. You're down to essentially 3 scholarship running backs if you don't count Juwan Johnson, who's doing some stuff out of the backfield and he's doing some direct snap stuff.
He's going to be a utility guy.
He's going to be a utility guy. They also put Jelani Watkins back there for a couple of plays on Saturday, which I thought was interesting because if you lined all of them up and had all of them run 100, Jelani Watkins is the fastest guy on the team. Now, he's little. He weighs 165 pounds, but for a few snaps here and there. So they're a little short at running back. I like both of the tight ends, and apparently Trey Green had a really good day today as well. And I think he trusts Bauer Sharp. But the defensive line is getting the best of that interior offensive line right now, more often than the other way around. And again, if you're running Ahmad Bro and Dominique McKinley and Jacoby and Guillory and Bernard Gooden on that inside, and all of those guys have played, upper level football, and you're running Patrick Payton and Jack Piperman and Jamar Butler and Gabe Relaford all in there. All of these guys have played a lot of football. Did like what I saw out of Perkins in coverage on Saturday. Thought he had a couple really nice plays. And it's going to be hard to keep P.J. Woodland off the field. He's a lot more physical this season. He's listed at 165 pounds. Figured out who he reminds me of a little bit now. He's playing more physical. You remember Rashard Robinson. Rashard Robinson was about the same size as P.J. Woodland. He's about 165 pounds. And Rashard Robinson was one of the most physical, smaller defensive backs that has come through here. He took Mike Evans, who had him about 40 pounds, and just beat the crap out of him all day. And Evans is going to the Hall of Fame. Woodland has got some of those similar characteristics. I'm not saying he's Robinson right now, but he's got some of those characteristics for a smaller guy.
That's as high as you can throw an undersized DB, though. That's pretty high praise. I mean, we got
just some characteristics.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting him to go in and.
So he plays more physical than his.
Yes.
Than he looks.
Yes.
Than he is.
Yes.
And you talk about that Evans and Robinson gave him hits. That was so cold too. That was a freezing cold day in Tiger Stadium. I don't know how much that affected Manziel or not, but he did a number on it. Was really just sad that it didn't sustain it, over the course. But a guy like Lattimore, who matched up so well with Evans and kept him so much below his average because he played physical. So yes, the best, we saw that over a long sample size of Lattimore. He matched up better against the bigger physical receivers than he did, say, an Antonio Brown, who was so quick in and out of his, with his steps and out of his breaks and things. And that's what it required to do, and he did do that day. That was what he was. God, he was good. Mm-hmm. He was really good. So man, they got options. They got competition within the roster. Mm-hmm. They've got depth for your rotation, especially on defense. No, the roster is, it's there. It's the numbers, the data. Besides just we're going to be great. Just the one thing you cannot change is offensive lines are way better in games 7 through 12 than they are, 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. I mean, it takes some time, and when you have so many new pieces, that's
and who you got to play first. The All-American team came out over the weekend. Clemson's got 2 guys on it. On that defensive front.
We could 2 guys that are going to be drafted high. Just how good they are, how good they were last year. Clemson's defensive front was not good last year. I mean, they gave up more yards per carry on the rushing game than they did the last 25 years. That's not good. But they have one guy that was hurt. They're bringing in another guy who's going to be a starter from Purdue. And the other, one of the guys that was hurt, he's going to be drafted. They're going to, and Dabo's words, we got it, everybody. So they tried to take a stance. He quickly diverted and pivoted. We're doing it. He's talking about, get guys to develop and stay. So they're going NIL. It's a perfect blend, really. But they're maintaining a lot of their high school signees, higher percentage post. He's just like Calipari in Kentucky. Have a program player or 2. Have a couple of juniors and seniors to complement all freshmen. So it's the best roster since those glory days. I don't think it's good, but it's going to be a tough assignment for LSU's defense. The toughest of the season. The quality of defensive front that they're going against and the time that they're playing on the road. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm getting more bullish on this defense. Not just that they're going to
Charlie,
be
those numbers staggered.
Not just
those
that
numbers,
they're going to be adequate, that they're going to be an asset.
They sound made up. I'm telling you, these are unheard of.
Charlie, would you say it's fair at this point to say the offensive line and maybe the running game is the biggest question with this team? It's not a defensive position.
Yes.
But the passing game is the running game, it makes it a lot easier. As they're going to set up the run by the pass. Their passing game is so potent.
They didn't last year.
That's Meyer's first year starting.
Yeah.
He's got a whole off season to work with these guys. He's got numbers. He's got options. I mean, to me, this is offensive coordinator dream. Like, okay, let's find their weakest one because their third guy against our third guy, we gonna win those. A guy like Terrell, he might be able to bottle up one of these guys, but we ain't gonna go to him.
Yeah.
You get in 12 personnel, okay, and you put Brown on one side and Hilton on the other side, and then you put Bauer Sharp on one side and Trey'Dez Green on the other side. That's a hard formation for people to guard, and I would think that should open some things up for Caden Durham, and I would expect to see a decent amount of that. You can also, obviously they're going to run a lot of 3 and 4 wide receiver sets, but that 12 personnel, if Green continues to come on the way he has, he's a nightmare.
Green's gonna be okay. He's a receiver. He's what do we say?
He's getting there.
Guys his size can do. He's raw, no doubt.
That's what I'm saying. And
He's but he showed he can do things that nobody can at his size.
Charlie, I don't know if you got to say this from practice. We haven't even talked about this. Special teams, return game. Return game's supposed to be very good this year.
Well, that All-American team had Barry Brown as their number 1 kick returner. I mean, he set the record in the Southeastern Conference.
Charlie, one of the games,
it's pretty good.
One of the games against Episcopal, they actually played. It was a COVID year, and they had to play them twice. And so the game at their place was came down to the end. It was a shootout. When they played at Episcopal, they doubled, tripled him, and East Feliciana just decided not to go at him. They still just threw one up, and he caught it out of bounds. This was an unbelievable catch. So at an early age where he'd rather play basketball more, where Will Wade offered him a college – Will Wade knows how to build a roster, huh?
Yeah.
Basketball? Okay. So he's pretty damn good in basketball, and most of those basketball players don't want to play football. So he had to work. He's big, but he could just do – he is for being raw to have the receiving – the hands, the level of hands that he had is just – we rave about the receivers when they can go this way. Well, can he catch? Can he catch? This guy can catch.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with his hands.
No. He's above average hands without a doubt.
We're brought to you in part by the Morris Insurance Group. If you got a hunting camp, you got a fishing camp, you got a boat, an RV, things that you're looking for insurance on that you may have had a little problem finding, they want you to look again. For owners and renters, Morris Insurance Group can help you out. They offer policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance. So if you got some of those big boy toys, your trailers, your tractors, your ATVs, the Morris Insurance Group, give them a call at 201-0007. That's 225-201-0007. Or you can get a quote at morris-ig.com. Morris Insurance Group. Talk to my man Buzzy Hydell over at the Morris Insurance Group. Live at the Walk-Ons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camp, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. lunch with Hot and Hanny from Walkons in 4 p.m. in Rouge.
We're also to the Thibodeau store and the Pierre Port store. Thibodeau store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. TheThibodeauStore.com online. Jim, give me a little trip down before we get started here.
I talked to Garrett today, and if you may have seen the AI-generated endorsement by the president of the Pierre Port store, it's all legitimate and authentic. And so, Charlie, it's Ian doing the shows in Vegas. Max made me go with him to Vegas to do the shows at Circa. Next 2 weekends. So this weekend is my last one. I got to get my outdoor and tailgate and cooking gear too, boy. So we're going down there to Pierre Port store to do some damage. The best tout that Max ever gave me. I love this store. I'm like, what do you love the Pierre Port store? What is this store? Huh? I'm gonna get work clothes to damn eggs and a green egg, huh?
And a crawfish trap.
Yeah, and a crawfish trap. Yes, indeed. So
if they don't have it, you don't need it.
But it is time. It is time. It is now where you gonna be cooking at your tailgate. You wanna be cooking at in your backyard. Outdoor, on site, cooking, traveling, road games, and bringing your gear with you. Hey man, you have to go by the Pierre Port store, the Thibodeau store, or both, and kind of see what's available because you'll be blown away.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, the Pierre Port store, and TheThibodeauStore.com. Chargers ended up beating the Saints yesterday, 27-13. Not that matters all that much. Looking for some, I'm looking for some bright spots in yesterday's game. It was a sloppy game. It looked a lot like the preseason games looked. That's pretty much what you're dealing with. The Saints offense in particular had a very difficult time running the football. They did have most of the starting offensive linemen out there, but they did not have their starting receivers, and obviously Alvin Kamara. There's no need for him to play in a game like this. But these are the guys that are going to play quarterback for the Saints, and I thought that they bottled up Spencer Rattler pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of opportunities for him to make plays. Shook, we talked about, he made the one really bad play with the pick six, ran the 2-minute drill pretty efficiently at the end of the first half and got him in position to get some points. He had the touchdown pass on the stop and go. This is the second straight year that Mason Tipton has had a big camp. It did not really translate into the regular season last year. But
he's having a good camp too, not just the play yesterday.
Yes, he has been mentioned a lot of times. I don't know how much of the defensive stuff we can take into account there, given that the Chargers rested almost all of their offensive starters. But Fadil Diggs, for a 7th-round pick, I noticed him yesterday. He was in the backfield a couple of times. So, hey, look, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. You can get a guy down the line that can make this team and do something. For instance, I like him more than, say, Isaiah Foskey, who I'm not sure has even been on the team.
Is he going to make the team? I don't think
he
so.
shouldn't.
I don't think he will.
I mean, he would be one of those guys that they are just – you want to talk about throwing good money after bad. Okay, you took him in the 2nd round, so you're just keeping him. Has he made a play in 2 years?
I can't remember one.
I haven't seen it. Kendre Miller has managed to stay healthy throughout the camp. He had the one nice run on a kickoff return.
Well, just look like, okay, all right, this is me. I'll say that. I mean, he had a little juice.
If I can see him for any amount of time, this is the first time he's been healthy. So, getting a little bit of a look. Who else stood out yesterday? Stallbird was all over the place. I'm not sure he's going to make the team, but he was all over the place yesterday. Had a real good game. He's the kid from South Dakota State. So, Max, you have any thoughts? We talked about the game a little earlier where you had to step out.
Well, you're talking positively. I would say the negative side of things is if your starting offensive line gets shaken up, which we already saw in this game. We saw Trevor Penning leave the game early. What's behind him is not very good. The second and third string O-line really struggled, I thought, in this game. It was sloppy, but I do think we know it's a two-quarterback race. We've known that all along, but it was pretty clear based on their approach that Jake Haener is a distant third in this race. I
He
thought
might get cut, huh?
They could put him on the practice squad another year.
He's still
if they
eligible?
wanted to,
Okay,
yeah.
well, there you go. Okay, there you go.
I thought Shuck closed the gap with Rattler a little bit.
I agree.
I think that was my main takeaway. In the quarterback race, we're looking at that. Shuck had a good game with the exception of, a couple really big mistakes and the really bad throw in the pick six. Bounce back well. Rattler just didn't do anything to me. I think Rattler, when you have a guy drafted second round, you've got to take the job and control it. And apparently he's done that in camp, but in this game he did not look like a clearly better option than Shuck. In fact, Shuck maybe looked a slight bit better than Rattler in this game. So Rattler's just got to do something. His most meaningful impact in this game were the couple rushes he had, where the defense did kind of give him a lane up the middle. But
they score a point when Rattler was in there, including recovering a punt inside the 20.
Yeah, they had the goal line defense for the Chargers came. Look, I can pick out a bright spot here and a bright spot there, but now that you've seen them in person, and I know a lot of people didn't play yesterday, but this is just not a very talented roster.
No.
It's not that they don't have any players; they have some, but it posted yesterday, and some guy said, they should have rebuilt and they should have traded off their assets. What tradable assets do you really have? They are in a rebuild. I don't care what they call it. They're in a rebuild. But it's not like they're holding on to 4 or 5 veterans that could fetch a draft choice. They just don't have it. ESPN did their trade pool last week. Who on this roster could fetch a number 1 pick in return? The only guy that for sure would do it is the guy they took in the first round this year, in Banks. I'm not even sure you could get a first-round pick for Fuaga at this point because his pass blocking stats last year were not the best. Now, I think he's a good player. Chris Olave, good player when he plays, but the concussion issues are going to scare some people off. The injury problems with McCoy are going to scare them off. And who else do you have that? Yeah, I'd give you a number 1 draft pick for that guy. There ain't nobody, even down the line. I don't know how many secondary draft picks you could get. So it's just not a stocked roster. You're going to look for bright spots here and there, but it's going to be a
all right.
rough season.
Let's be fair on a quarterback evaluation. As far as Rattler didn't have great protection, didn't have much of a running game, didn't have a whole lot of separation by his receivers.
No.
So it's kind of a lose-lose. Shuck gets in there, similar type of things, but kind of spotty, choppy. I guess it's a good word. Low, decent play, and then horrible. But that's kind of expected for a first preseason game with a limited roster, a limited supporting cast. But damn it, if you can't watch those 2 guys play back to back and see who's more cut out to play in the NFL, you ain't paying attention. Shuck's way more. Yeah. He's got NFL quarterback size. He's got NFL quarterback arm strength, and he's got adequate mobility. I don't want him running, but he's not a statue either. He's not Derek Carr or somebody like that.
According to the reports out of camp, there have been some designed runs for him.
Oh God, that's the route you want to go. I mean, come on, man. Does he have a history with a few injuries?
Yes.
And you going to run him?
Yeah.
Okay. They knocked out Anthony Richardson in like 3 quarters in this league. This is big boy league. That is dumb. All right. But if you can't watch those 2 guys back to back, and on the other hand, Rattler's undersized. His arm strength is below average for NFL star, NFL, average, and he's limited. What the hell he runs, a 4.9 or whatever? He's not. This guy's got more of a chance. Now, where did they draft Rattler?
5th round.
I think Max misspoke when you were mentioning, you were talking about Rattler when you said 2nd round, but you were talking about Shuck. Understand the point you were trying to make.
No, I'm saying Shuck is just got drafted in the 2nd round, so Rattler's got to go out and get it because they just drafted a quarterback in the 2nd round. So he's got to prove himself.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying now, but no, because of that too, they want to play the higher pick that they invested.
Yeah.
So he's older. Does he have the starts? He does. So, and he just will take some growing pains. It's not like Rattler. They're we could be 9-8 with Rattler and we'd be 3-14 with Chuck. No, they're going to be 3-14 or 4-13 with whatever one they go, and this guy's got way more of a ceiling than Rattler.
There was a quarterback who consistently moved the ball.
I want to know what Rattler would be drafted if he was a walk-on in college. That's what I want to know.
I don't think that the Saints drafted him based on the fact that he was a 5-star in high school. I think they drafted him based on what he did at
more
South
opportunities to play in, at an SEC school.
Now that
at
part I agree with.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And so he got the starts because of how he was how he was drafted. But,
I can go along with that.
But I mean, what did Lincoln Riley coached him, right? He sure did.
For a brief time.
How did his quarterbacks do before him and after him?
They won the Heisman Trophy.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one before him and the one after him.
This guy's
They
no
won
good.
They won the Heisman Trophy.
But I will be fair, he didn't even have a chance either. So that's.
I would, if it were me, I would give this thing to Shuck very soon. He's going to start the next game, I would assume.
He's
second
still
preseason
top
game
5 in
against
odds to win Rookie of the Year.
Denver.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I think he's going to get more opportunities than a lot of
Yes.
these other guys. I would go ahead and give it to him and let's take a look. And I don't think you need to see any more Jake Hayner first team reps. I think that ship has sailed. And let's see if Shuck can progress. I understand he's got a responsibility team that if Rattler clearly outperformed Shook in practice, which he did for the first week and a half, 2 weeks, you got to be fair with your team, but because they all see this every day. But if you're looking for the future, I'm with Jimmy.
We weren't the only ones who noticed Shuck played a little better, improved himself. DraftKings Sportsbook does have odds on week 1, first quarterback to take a snap for the Saints. Rattler down to -150. Recently as last week, he was up
You've
to
been tracking this for a
-260.
week and a half. What does that compare to what it was last
Yeah,
week?
so a couple weeks ago, Shuck was the favorite, but then Rattler consistently moved up all the way up to -260, -300. I mean, he was supposed to be, a sizable difference based on what we had heard from camp. But now Rattler's moved back down. He's still the favorite, but -150 to take the first snap.
Charlie, we'll get to more important. We talk about preseason and Shador and stuff. I got to pick your brain. What'd you do to my Joe Flacco taking the first snap? Bet.
What did I do?
We're going to think about it during the break.
All right.
Don't forget our friends over at Workbox. My buddy Martin Padial, and man, he's only expanded things and made it bigger and better with all the great staff. Workbox, man, you talk about the storage, your movable storage needs, no problem. Workbox has all of it for you. So they all different sizes as well. Not just one size like most places. 8 by 8 feet, 8 by 10, 8 by 20, or 8 by 40 feet can be customized for any use. So my friend has some land. He's got one of these. It's used as kind of a portable shed that he has. They got it customized with some different shelves where he can do some work and things like that. So really, really good stuff. The other thing about Workbox is that we're bigger and better than ever. That's right. Our second location has allowed us to service the entire Gulf South area through New Orleans, here to Baton Rouge, to Lafayette, and Lake Charles. Of course, Martine running the show for years and years, and now Martine Jr. joining in. Hannah, Brandy, Chris Brooks, the whole staff. So again, making it bigger and better and broadening our reach as well. Call my buddy Martin Padial and Workbox today at 343-4886 and WorkboxLLC.com.
Live at the Walkons in Brusly, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
With Ott and Hanny from Walkon and Brusly on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Is here at Walkon in Brusly. Beer drinker's dream here with over 4 dozen. And the seasonal brews that come in, they switch those up so you get all your traditional favorites and some new stuff here at Walk-Ons. And
the Hawaii turkey is one of the newer menu items. I get it a lot here. The where turkey melt, warm turkey melt, sliced turkey, Hawaii cheese, sriracha aioli, tomato, and that wheat bun, man, is really good as well. Ribeye sliders, Charlie, you've had those, huh?
Yeah, more than once. I'm a big
There you
fan.
go.
I'm a big
There you
fan.
go. The pepper jack boudin ball. it anymore. But I took Joe Flacco, and it was about 260 or 280, and I waited, but I got it at $2 to take the first snap. I just didn't think. Then I'm listening to reports the last few months, and it kind of seemed like their beat, their guys on the beat, that Pickett was kind of the plan for the Cleveland Browns. Well, he's hurt. Flacco has experience, obviously, but also experience with this staff. Nobody else does. The staff is the same that when he came in and led them to a playoff appearance, a couple seasons ago. He's not participating. We saw Shador. Is it biased when I say Shador could throw for 500 to 5 TDs every game, and he shouldn't start at Flacco to start the season? You might maybe ease him in. It's not like Cleveland has Super Bowl possibilities realistically this year, but they do have to maybe games save their maybe, or they're fighting for their job. All this, and Shador was solid to good in his first appearance on Friday.
So, deal is the difference between Flacco and Pickett. Is Flacco the better quarterback? Yes. Are you going anywhere with either one of them? Probably not. I can't see they're a playoff team with either one of those guys as a quarterback. God bless Flacco, but if he can carry the Cleveland Browns in 2025 to the playoffs, God bless. I think that Shador ends up being the third-string quarterback because I'm sure that they could put him in practice